So now, if you are happy to, and are sitting comfortably, you could do this too. You can sit as comfortably as you can. We're not going to go into a meditation, but it's just so that you can experience this. And have your hands in your lap with the palms upwards, like that, or crossed over like a Buddha's hands in the lap. Try and have that feeling of poise, even if only momentarily, or you go in and out of it. It's almost like your body adjusts to a centeredness. Imagine that line of light coming right down through the crown of the head, down through the spine, into the earth, the plumb line. And then think of where that line of light comes from. This is where we think of the highest. For you, it might be called God. As I said, you might not want to use that term. The highest wisdom, the greatest love or goodness. You may think of it as that which brought life into being, the creative power. Think of it as the highest you could reach. And then close your eyes and inwardly look down to your heart center, your heart chakra. And imagine that there, at the center, there is a small light, like a sun in the distance. Now, it doesn't matter if you can see it or not, but how would it feel to know that at the center of your being there was a way in which you could contact divine love? That you could contact that great light that you've been thinking about, God, and your soul and your spirit. And it's like a little point of light at the heart center. And then this is the next bit of technique, if you like, which is to think of your breath. There are many forms of meditation which focus on the breath. In the white eagle form of meditation, it is not just the breath as a physical breath, but we think of it as breathing in light, the life force. In some traditions it's called chi or prana. And as you breathe, without influencing the breath at all, just taking a few conscious breaths, that chi, that prana, that life force is flowing around your body and within your body. It's like another circulatory system. As you breathe in and as you breathe out, the life force. Something more than just physical breath. And as you're gazing at this sun at the center of your being, that life force causes that sun, if you like, to grow brighter and larger, so it starts to fill your chest. At an inner level, it's expanding the heart chakra. With every breath in and every breath out, there's a rhythm of light and life. The life force and the light expands. And if the thought of breathing is a problem for you, for some reason, just think of an energy flow, of the energy flowing in and flowing out. And that light is not just an energy, an amorphous energy. It is divine love. And it's filling your chest. And then it expands out beyond the physical body. It grows larger. And there's a wonderful feeling of now sitting in that sun. It's filling your whole being and connecting you with that greater light above, as the brain thinks of it. It's not really above, but it helps the brain in our dimensional state. So the heart is the connection with that divine love. Now, if you were doing this and going into a meditation, you might take longer to do that. You might actually find that just that process of the light expanding and you sitting within it was actually a meditation in itself. But there comes a point when you actually let the breath relax and just bathe in it, if you like, are just still in that inner light and the light all around you. And it's at that point that your meditation might unfold further. You've reached one of those levels of countries that I was talking about earlier. Some people call them planes of consciousness. You've reached one of them, which is that still state and that awareness of being in the light. And from there, your consciousness has been raised. And what that means is you are operating at a different level. The breath has helped, the stillness has helped, and even though you may not be aware of it, your vibration has changed and you're operating at a different level of consciousness. And that can take you on further. White Eagle called it the etheric bridge. He said that we go over a bridge into those other worlds, that other level. But what happens at that level is that you start to use what White Eagle calls our higher senses. And I said earlier that there's a reason for us becoming still. And that's because when you are completely still, your physical nervous system is in abeyance. Yes, it's operating all your internal organs, but the outward nervous system has stopped having to do its stuff. And that means that something else can take over, that higher level, that higher consciousness. And when you go into a meditation in the White Eagle way, it's at that point of stillness and light that you find that you can use those inner senses. So it might be the sense of sound or sight or touch. And it's not like looking at a television screen. It is actually more subtle, but also all the senses can become one. You don't know whether you're actually looking or hearing or touching. And in a way, that understanding is something for another level of teaching that we can provide you with.